Okay, today we are going to talk about map basics. There are three different types of map types that you are going to need to know: political, thematic, and physical. Political maps show political units such as countries, states, provinces, counties, districts, and towns. Here you have a political map. This shows all the different countries in the world. Thematic maps illustrate such things as economic activity, migrations, battles, and changing national boundaries, designed to show a specific theme, and you can usually tell what the theme is by the title of the map. This is an example of a thematic map. You have percent population under poverty level in the year 2000, and then here you can use your legend down here and you can read the map with ease. Physical map shows mountains, hills, plains, rivers, lakes, oceans, and other physical features. It shows the topography of the land, what the land looks like. Here we have a physical map of Africa. You can see up here where the Sahara Desert is going to be. Here in this area, this would be where the jungle is going to be, and so on and so forth. All right, I'm going to tell you about things that you will know when you need to know when you are reading a map. Lines. You'll always see lots of lines in our social studies maps. Lines indicate political boundaries, roads, highways, human movement, and rivers and other waterways. When you're looking at a map that has a line, always pay attention to the arrows because it shows you direction. Symbols represent such items as capitals, cities, mountain peaks, or economic activities. This is the country of Germany, and one symbol that they use to show the capital is the star. And we know that Berlin is the capital of Germany because of the star. Labels. Words or phrases that express various items or activities on a map. This is a garden of some sort, and it shows you different areas of the garden that you can go to. A compass rose shows which direction north, south, east, west point on the map. A scale shows the ratio between a unit of length on the map and a unit of distance on the earth. And this is what it looks like on the map. Usually you are going to have some sort of miles or kilometers compared to inches. Colors. Colors show a variety of information on a map, such as population, density, or elevation. Here we have the colors are showing different sections of the state of Florida. And then again, you would use your legend or key to help you read that information. Legend or key lists and explains the symbols, lines, and colors on a map. So here's a very detailed legend. It has different colored lines. The red line would be the interstate. The blue line would be a U.S. and state highway. And then you have this blue line down here, it would be rivers. So when you're looking at the map and you see these symbols pop up, you will know what they mean. Lines of longitude. Lines of longitude, imaginary lines that measure east-west distances. And the best way to remember longitude is think of long hair, and long hair goes down. Whoops. Lines of longitude run from the North Pole to the South Pole, and they show the distance in degrees east to the west of the prime meridian. The prime meridian is the longitude line that passes through Greenwich, England, and measures 0 degrees longitude. Lines of latitude, imaginary lines that measure north and south distances. And you can see here the lines of latitude. Lines of latitude are imaginary lines known as parallels, because parallel lines never intersect. These are always the same amount of distance between each other, north and south of the equator, and that is not the case with lines of longitude. They run east to west. They show distances in degrees from north or south of the equator, and the equator is the latitude line that circles the Earth halfway between the north and the south poles, and here's the equator right there. All right, how do they work together? These lines allow you to pinpoint absolute locations of cities and other geographical features, and we talked about absolute locations in the previous video for Geography Handbook. You express absolute locations through degrees of latitude and longitude. Example, Sydney, Australia is 34 degrees south latitude and 151 degrees east longitude. So by having those two degree points, you can find exactly where Sydney, Australia is in the world. Hemispheres. Hemisphere is a term that means half the globe. They can be divided into northern and southern hemispheres, or they can be divided into western and eastern hemispheres. The equator is what divides the world in half for the northern and the southern hemisphere, and the 180-degree mark for the western and eastern hemispheres. Projections, the way of showing the curved surface of the Earth on a flat map. Flat maps cannot show sizes, shapes, and directions on a globe all at once with total accuracy. All projections distort some aspect of the Earth's surface. So we're going to go through each one of these projections. A Mercator projection. This is what it looks like. The map on the in our classroom is going to be a Mercator projection. This is a homolocine projection, and it's always going to have this funny curved shape to it. This is an azimuthal projection, and it almost shows the world as a disc, and it only shows it from a certain angle. So this map will always be round. The Robinson projection, this is what you're going to see most of all in your social studies books. And it's always going to have these curved edges, and then it's going to be flat on top. Okay, well, don't forget to answer the questions that I email you in the form. They will be called Map Basics questions. Just answer the questions and then hit submit, and you'll be done. See you tomorrow. Bye, class.